Okay, so this is for finite math. This is the word problems for systems of equations that we were going over in class this afternoon. Now, these are review questions for our test, but if you're from somewhere else and you're watching this, I hope that you get something out of it. These are some word problems, and I'm going to do at least one row reduction and using the Gauss-Jordan method for using an augmented matrix to solve the system of equations. So here we go. So the first one here, Fans Cafe is offering, I'm going to let you go and read that, and then you can just pause it. And I'm going to go and go through so I have enough time to do the problems. So we have a refillable mug, and the cost for that, I'm going to say that the cost is C. And I'm going to say the refills are R, or actually I'll just say the refill price is P. Okay, refill price. So with the refillable mug, we're going to need to buy the mug for $2.95, and then once we fill the mug up, each time we fill the mug up, it's going to cost us 50 cents to fill it up, so times P. For the disposable cup, the cost is just a set value of 85 cents per time that you drink, you get the refillable cup. So we've got two equations here. This one is best done with substitution, so I'm just going to substitute this here. And I'm going to have 0.85p equals 2.95 plus 0.50p. I'm going to subtract the 0.50 over p, and I'm going to have, and that's going to give me 0.35 0.35p equal to 2.95. We'll divide over the 0.35, and let me my calculator here. We're going to have 2.95 divided by 0.35, 8.43. Okay, so 8.43, and then the cost, we're going to plug 8.43 back in here, so I'm going to have 8.43 times 0.85, 7.17. Okay. So it's not very clean, the break-even point for this case, but this is what we get. We get the cost of each fill-up, or the number of fill-ups is going to be about 8.5, and then the cost is about $7.17. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. Get my calculator out of the way here. All right, here's the next problem. Go ahead and read it to yourself, and then I'm going to go ahead and get started, and of course you can pause it when you need to. There are 200 more people ahead of you than behind you in line. Well, if I use a little table here, I have people ahead, people behind, and then I have the entire line. Well, there are 200 more people ahead, so the ahead is going to be more than the behind. So the people ahead of me is going to be equal to 200 plus the people behind me. And then if I add up the people ahead plus the people behind, I get the entire line the entire line is 3 times the number of people behind you. So that's going to be 3b. I'm going to put this in, I'm going to put these in standard form here, or at least in a form so I can put it in the augmented matrix. So I'll subtract b, and here I'm going to subtract 3b, so I'm going to a minus 2b equals 0. I'm going to put this in an augmented matrix. So I'm going to have 1, negative 1, 200, 1, negative 2, 0. And now I'm going to do my row reduction. Now for this one, I'm going to multiply the bottom one by negative 1, and I'm going to multiply the bottom one by negative 1. I like to put it down here. And I'm going to add these two. Okay, so what I'm doing here is we're going to write it out here. I'm going to take row 1 and add it to negative row 2, and I'm going to substitute row 2 for that. Okay, so here we're going to do that. Keep row 1 the same. 1 plus negative 1 is 0. Negative 1 plus 2 is 1. 200 plus 0 is 200. Okay, now I'm just going to add these two rows together. So I'm going to take row 2, I'm going to add it to row 1, and I'm going to replace row 1 with it. And I'm going to get, bottom row is going to stay the same. And I forgot my little dotted lines here. I like to put dotted lines. I'm going to get 1 here. And add these two, I'm going to get 0. Add these two, I'm going to get 400. So there are 400 people ahead and 200 people behind. Okay, so let's look at the next two. And for the next two, I'm actually just going to find the equation and then use the calculator to solve it. Okay, so we're looking at this here, and again, you read the problem and you can get all this stuff here. So I'm going to say the international fund here is X, the fixed asset is Y, company stocks is Z. If I add the two all three together, I'm going to get my total investment. The percentage of each one, 0.045x plus 0.026y minus 0.002z, because the stock falls. The stock falls, it's a negative, equals $58. Now, the other information here is that your investment in the international fund, X, is going to be twice the company stock. So your X is going to be twice as much as you have in the company stock. I'm going to change this to X minus 2Z equals 0. And I'm going to put this in an augmented matrix. So my augmented matrix, 1, 1, 1, 2000, 0.045, 0.026, 0.002, and 58, and 1, 0, negative 2, 0. That's my augmented matrix. Okay, so I'm going to do this now in the calculator. So I'm going to grab my calculator, and I'm going to do second matrix. I'm going to edit the first matrix. This is going to be a 3 by 4 matrix, and I'm going to enter in all my values. 0.045, 0.026, 0.002, 58, 1, oops. Go back there and delete that. Okay, 1, 0, negative 2, and 0. Quit that. Go back to the matrix. do my math. I want RF, and again back to the matrix, choose matrix A, and we get this stuff. That seems like a lot of stuff there, but that's what we get. So it's going to be our answer. Make sure I put that into my matrix correctly. One, 2000, 045, 026, 002. Oh, that's what I forgot. I forgot my negative. I knew it didn't look quite right. Okay, so I'm going to run this again. Ah, there we go. Okay, so here's my answer. And I'm going to get that in the Invest International Fund, there was $1,200. The Fixed Asset Fund, there was $200. And the company stocks, there was $600. Darn the company for falling negative. Okay, one last one here. So I will clear my calculator out again. Come down here. And you can go ahead again and read this out to yourself. And I'll go and do it for you. So here we go. Now this right here, this S, this is the height. And T is the time. A is my one variable, V0 is my two variable, S0 is my other variable. So what we can do here is we're just going to plug in the values. So we're going to have 124 equals, because this is 124 is the height, and 1 second we're going to plug in the T. So we're going to have 1/2 A times 1 squared plus V0 times 1 plus S0, which is just going to be 124 equals 1/2 A plus V0 plus S of 0. Okay, so then I'm going to do it again for the next one. 272 equals 1/2 times, again I'm going to put the 3 in here for T, so it's going to be 9. So I'm just going to get 9/2 A plus 3 V sub 0 plus S of 0. And then the last one's going to give me 82. And it's going to give me 8. And I'm going to put 8 seconds right here for T. 8, that's 64. 64 divided by 2 is 32. A plus 8 V sub 0 plus S sub 0. So these are your equations right here. Okay? So these are your 3 equations. And then we're going to put that in a matrix. So we're going to go 1/2, 1, 1, 124, 9/2, 1, 9/2, 3, 1, 272, and 32, 8, 1, and 82. Okay. Okay, this column right there is for A. This column right there is for V0. This column right there is for S of 0. Okay, so now I'm going to enter it in my calculator. So we're going to bring our calculator back up. We're going to go to our matrix. Matrix. Edit that. Got a 3×4. 1/2. 1, 1, 124. I am running out of time, folks, here. So if I don't get to the answer, I'm going to try to do this as quick as possible. So I'm going to pause it here so that I can enter these in, and then I'm going to give you the answer. Okay, I paused it, and I'm back. I know that sounds weird. I entered my RF. I only have 15 minutes. That's why I had to stop it. Here is what you get. So you have A is equal to negative 32 feet per second squared. V naught is 138, and S of 0 is 2. Okay, so there you go.